much time in this. Maybe more with the face or something. All right, so I'm going to spend a little bit more time with the face, and I think I rotate the head too much. So I see that the pupils by default for toy are pretty small, but I think just by increasing them, I don't know, he gets a lot of appeal right now. I feel like he's a better looking guy. So he's gonna be just looking somewhere here. Just as usual, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate on letting me know.
I find that mirror tool works really good when you're doing the eyes and you want to just get that neck shape over. That little mirror.
This one?
Really well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I love that. I use it a lot. Yeah. I actually have a shortcut for it. This is toy stuff. I don't really understand these eyelids. They're so strange. See, the geometry is very clunky. Anyway. Oh, I just realized that Nicholas didn't come today, right? Oh, I hope I didn't forget to add him to the, no, okay, he didn't come. Okay. Let's get to the mouth. Oh, really? This is something it's not supposed to happen.
You know what else I forgot to mention?
Yeah.
The top row, the little micro controllers.
Which one?
The micro ones that on the mouth, the little micro one.
This one?
Yeah, the ones on the top are out of order.
What do you mean? In the picker?
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I didn't know that. Oh, I let Jorge know. I have a meeting with him this week. Okay. I'll let him know.
It was weird because I was like doing some poses and I was like, why is his lip going so crazy?
Yeah. That shouldn't happen actually. That's very weird. Oh, I just realized I had my 2D pencil activated. Nice. Unlock. I don't understand these eyelids. That's something I'm also talking with Jorge. It's weird. I can translate them forward. I'm not worrying about that. All right, so we have our first pose, kind of. I'm gonna use this one. Okay, so we have our first pose. I'm gonna do my other pose very fast. Here, for example. So, for example, this is a very subtle turnaround, but still I want to feel that my character is moving slightly from here, slightly. I'm losing my gimbals here. That shouldn't happen. Some characters, they don't have a neck. For example, the movie I'm currently working on, we don't have neck. So if we want to make the head, we have to translate the head instead of using the neck. But this character has it, so for me sometimes it's just better. Yeah, as you saw, I'm just jumping into object. Okay, so I have my two poses. They're not the nicest one. Well, I'm going to change the face so we actually see a change there. So I'm here going to get the eyes. Going to see how this works. Okay, but I don't want these guys to do that. That's weird. Let's see if I do this. Yeah, let's try something like that. I'm actually improvising a little bit, guys, so that's why I don't have very clear what I'm going to do. Someone was going to speak? Yep.
About the shared keys tool.
Mm-hmm. The what? The which one?
The shared keys.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it doesn't do what I expect it to do. Isn't it supposed to kind of like keying all or?
It's gonna key if I have these two, for example, and one has a key in the 9, another one in the 27, 34, they're gonna combine all of them. So they're gonna have all of them the same keys in the same places. That's what you're asking?
Yeah, I feel whenever I use it, it doesn't actually do anything. I don't
Really?
know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm just using it wrong. Are you supposed to do it in a certain sequence?
No, no, you're not. No, that's weird because I've never had any problems with that one.
Hmm.
I don't really know. I'll need to see what you're doing actually. So
I think might have to select the frame range, no?
well, if you just click on it, it's going to be doing it on the timeline. But if you select the frame range, it's going to be affecting only the frame range. So if you don't want to have it from 20 to 40, you can do just this, and it's going to be doing in that specific range.
Oh, okay.
I was also wondering, when you were starting off as a beginner, how long did it take you to kind of get the hang of the graph editor and the principles and all of that?
The graph editor probably is the one that took me longer because you need to kind of understand it, and that might be tough at the beginning. But I don't know, it's not so long. Where you learn the most is when you get your first job, let's say, or where you get your first opportunity as a studio, because your colleagues are the ones who's going to show you the most. But I don't know how long it took. I did the master, I don't know, like a year or so, I guess, something like that.
What were your studies on?
I studied a degree in cinema and arts, full degree, and then I did a master in 3D animation, a full year master, and then from that I just jumped into Pocoyo. So that was it basically. And thanks to Pocoyo, I got to where I am today. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, now I'm gonna get the timing there that I want. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do this. Where's my twin machine? Where'd it go? Ah, here. So this is the first thing that is going to be moving. So I want these guys. So now it's when I get my graph editor here. I don't have space to work. I hate having so small space. I probably exaggerated the mouth too much. It's okay. Okay, so I have a simple blocking, okay? These are my 4 poses. And now that I have it, I'm going to make sure that this is my timing. Save. Okay, so nothing is going to make so much sense because I don't have so many poses. So it's very slow, as you can see.
I have a question.
Yep.
Do you usually have your hands to follow the COG?
I usually switch. I'm switching all the time because sometimes when I'm blocking, I feel it's easier to have them following the COG, because if I want to move the root around and I have my hands already positioned, I'm gonna lose them. So I play on COG, but I'm constantly changing. I use these from Animbot so that I don't mess up.
So it keeps the pose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes, I don't know, I have my hands already there and I like them. And if I move these, I'm gonna lose that hand. And I want the hands to follow. So I just, before doing this, I switch them to COG, translate it, and then turn it back on master, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. Right now, my timing, if I put it on, let's put it on step to see if it actually works. Yeah, it's too slow. Give me a second. Let's see now. Okay, now that I have my blocking, kind of, okay, where I find it's the timing is kind of working, my poses are there, they're not the better ever. Of course, I should spend more time with them, but I kind of have what I want. So now I'm going to start planning it out and see what we should do, okay? So I won't spend too much time since it's already 8 p.m. here, but let's see. Let me delete these guys, I don't know what this is. Okay, so everything is planned, right? So first I'm gonna start with my main thing, which is the COG or root. In other words, my root. So as I see, I didn't use many, oh, there it is, here. I didn't use many translations. I used only translation Y, so that's an up and down. So I just go to that and see if I can, if that's my timing, right? If you see the character going up, that's what it's telling me the timing I have for it. So right now, I think I'm gonna try to make these be connected. Since it's very simple, what he's doing is basically following what the character is doing. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Here the same. I'm almost leaving it as it is. Sometimes I would just do this also, but I'm gonna leave them for now. And all the other things are, okay. So I basically touched what I needed just for the root, but very basic. Now I'm gonna get to the chest. So in these situations, what I would do is right from the start, I get all the keys and I delay them one, okay? Just one like that. So now when I see this, you'll see that the chest is coming one frame later. It's probably you won't notice it, but I do. So I know that my chest is coming one frame later, so the rotation that is coming from the COG. Wait a second, I'm gonna put the lights on. So the rotation is coming from my COG. I have almost the same one on my chest, and that's coming one frame later. So it's basically there, okay? Sometimes it's hard to see, but it's there. So now I just try to clean them up. What I'm gonna do is make them a bit snappier. I'm probably gonna get rid of this. I don't think I need it. I don't think I need this one either. So you'll ask, why am I deleting these ones? Because if you see what, since this key is in automatic, you can see how these curves is not clean, right? See how it's doing something weird? If I just get rid of it, the curve is clean. That would have affected these keys over here, but I don't think it's gonna affect too much. So that's why I'm taking the risk and just deleting them. I could do this here as well, but I'm gonna leave that one for now. And then my rotation in X, that is the one that goes up. So sometimes what I do is I try my rotation in X is this one, okay? Sometimes what I do is I get the whole curve from X and I delay another frame, and I see how that feels. And I just move around. See how it's, just take a look here, okay? Don't look at the head, just look at the test. Yes, so what I did there is, while this movement is 1 frame sooner than this one, that's giving more flashiness and more deep to the body, and everything is moving in different frames. So that's making it work nicer. So for now, I'm leaving it. I'm gonna leave it like that, okay? So usually what I would do is get the translations in Y and the translations in Y from the root, okay? And you'll see that I have both keys here. Sorry, both curves here. This is what I explained you the other day. So usually I would get this key, that is this is the translation from the root, okay? And I get this one, and I paste it. So now both of them are the same, okay? Oh, yeah, so I okay. So you guys are following what I just did? Okay, so I'm just trying. Probably it won't work, but I want to see what happens. Okay, so I need to exaggerate this one a little bit more to see any kind of change. Nah, but I don't think it's gonna work. This situation is not useful because we don't see the root, so we don't see that compress for the body when it does this overlap. So I'm just gonna get rid of what I just did. I don't need it. I'm gonna put everything on 0 because I don't need it, okay? So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna get my shoulders, okay? And I guess you guys saw that I was animating them. Here you see those curves. So I'm gonna get rotations in Y and Z. That are the only ones that I usually touch on the shoulders. I don't tend to translate them. I always play with rotations on the shoulders unless I need something very specific. So now what I'm gonna do is, if I move the keys from the test 1 frame later, I'm gonna do 2 for the shoulders because I want those shoulders to arrive 2 frames later than the root, but 1 frame later than the test, okay? So I did it 2. What that makes is, see how these, take a look at the screen right shoulder. So we go, see how it's getting later than the rest? I'm gonna put a play glass so you guys can see it. You notice how that shoulder is arriving slightly later than the rest? So that's what it's doing with the overlap. And see how this part right now is behaving way nicer than what it was before, with every key in the same place and stuff like that. And this one is also there. Probably we don't see it because it's hiding.
Is this after you've got all your, you're on your 2 keys now? Mm-hmm. Is that where this is, like in your polish phase?
This is my splining phase.
Oh, just splining? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when I spline everything, I just have it stepped, then I spline it, and then I start doing this. This is what
Is it down to 2s by then?
In this situation, I didn't do it, but yeah, usually I have it on 2s. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because here I didn't spend so much time on the blocking, but yeah, I usually have it on 2s, and then I start doing this.
Okay, sweet, thanks.
Cool. So yeah, here we have it. Right now, I feel that these hands should move also at the same time, because if you see, they are moving a bit weird. Yeah, this is something very fast here. I'm gonna translate them 2 frames also, because I want them to be in the same frame as my shoulders in this situation. But sometimes I would do it even 3. Why? Because I want them to come 1 frame later than my shoulders. Let's see how it looks. Nice. Play blessed. My friend play blessed. You see it, guys? All right. So something nice in these situations, I'm gonna get this shoulder, that is the one that is moving a lot, and I'm gonna get it. And see, this is my ante. Sometimes I can just try and see what happens if I exaggerate it slightly. I think it might be too much. I don't need it. Sometimes I try to do that to see if increasing that gives us more fluffiness on the character, but right now it doesn't. It's not needed. Okay, so before finishing, I'm trying to do with the head here. The head is like the main thing we have, so that's what it has to work 100%. So I'm gonna try to have that before the end of the lesson.